Damn right. I'm grown and ain't no capping in my yapping. Only grown folks allowed. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Now we gotta talk about Chrisean rock. I knew something like this was gonna happen, right? First of all, before we get started, I love you too, baby. I told you about them lames. Anyway, recently Chrisean rock went to Compton. Mind you, schoolyard crip ain't from Compton. First and foremost. Secondly, you went from dating a crip, claiming crip, leaving a crip. Then you went to Hood Trophy Bino. No, being a blood. You was over there representing bloods. Now the question I got for the public, females in general, is why every time y'all get with a nigga that's from the streets and he in a gang, all of a sudden yo civilianized ass wanna be in the gang too? Why every time y'all mess with these street niggas that's in a gang, all of a sudden you from that gang too? Now the politics done got so misconstrued that you got women trying to chase clout by trying to press you in the hood. Now I am gonna say this, right? Look at this video.
We appreciate you coming up here, but if you was like that, no, don't record nothing on me.
That was the beginning of the whole thing going left right there, because they've been watching Chrisean rock for 20 seasons on Baddies and all these other platforms, fighting Blueface and everything. They know her squabble is up, nigga. Squabble game together, nigga. So when they took her phone, I get where they was coming from. You disrespecting the blue side, all because you went to the red side. Now you ain't with the nigga from the red side. You went to another nigga that's from the same side, which is the red side. At this point, we don't know what side Chrisean want to be on, right? Chrisean held her own at the same time, because at first when the clip surfaced, it was a clip. It was a short clip. It did not show the whole video. I just had to explain to somebody today. Bro, go do your research. Go watch the whole video. She put pause on both of them, even though they tried to jump her. She wasn't scared. She didn't just say, oh, she took my phone. Oh, she slapped me. Oh, just take me to the car. She said, no, she took my phone.
Don't grab my phone from me. 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 I don't give a fuck. You snatch my phone like I'm some work ass bitch. You got the wrong bitch on the.
She took my phone because she thinks something soft. She think nigga soft. And she wasn't leaving till she got off, until she got hers. Let me get that, right? So I give Chrisean that. But I don't think this takes place if you don't start dealing. Now you playing with gang politics because you messing with members of gangs, right? That you tend to be dating, but you don't have to involve yourself in the politics by trying to be sarcastic and trying to make other people mad by using the whole gang situation, because the gang situation caused a lot of turmoil and tension and chaos in the hood amongst those sides. So don't let you being involved with somebody that comes from one of them sides be the reason why things get out of hand. But at the same time, I understand where Chrisean was coming from, because you ain't just about to put your hands on me. And that's where everything went left. But you also got to understand that anybody that will go out there just because they dating somebody and tattoo a whole side of their face with that person's face, they need a mental check. So understand, when you run up on this type of person, you gonna get everything in the world you was looking for, right? And they got everything in the world they was looking for. Everything. On the other hand, Bobby Shmurda goes to Minnesota and gets pummeled. And somehow, some way, one of the attackers end up with his Shmurda logo emblem off his chain. Now, I ain't gonna take nothing away from Bobby Shmurda neither, because I did see something on social media, and I don't know how accurate this was, but I seen in the comments somebody said Bobby Shmurda was in the spot. He was kind of drunk. I guess he spilled his drink on one of the security or whatever. This is all alleged. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they said he spilled a drink on the security, and I guess the security checked him about it, and he went off on the security like, nigga, hey, nigga, I'm Bobby, bitch. And went off on the security, and the security went back off on him, and people that had love for the security went in on Bobby Shmurda. But I'm not necessarily going to say the people that went at Bobby Shmurda was connected to the security. You always got to be mindful of where you at. You ain't from Minnesota, nigga. You from New York. So anytime you somewhere you ain't supposed to be, or that you are supposed to be at that time because you do get booked, right? Be mindful of where you at, because you might be that you at. But it's people that's exactly what you are in these other places when you go. And we human. We cannot defeat a dance floor full of people trying to get at you, no matter how tough you think you are. So it's always going to be a losing situation in that case. And in Bobby Shmurda's case, I think he need to be more focused. I think he need to be more on his toe than we usually see him, because Bobby Shmurda a hype dude. I ain't gonna take that away from him, but at the same time, for this to happen like it happened, you couldn't have been moving right. You should have had people around you to be able to de-escalate the situation in the correct manner, or if it couldn't be de-escalated, y'all would have been able to deal with it versus you dealing with a mob of people. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to Bobby Shmurda and shout out to Chrisean Rock. Both of them held their own. In both situations, it's just crazy, because the last thing I'm expecting Chrisean Rock to do, if she ain't on Baddies or if she ain't on Zeus Network doing some of the most toxic things you could possibly do for a check. She's in the hood. We don't know her real purpose for being in Compton. But people took an opportunity to try to press Chrisean, and she stood on her business. I don't exactly know what Bobby Shmurda did, but from the footage, I didn't see Bobby Shmurda run, and he held his own the best he could, being outnumbered like he was. It was just an unfortunate situation. But shout out to both of them, man. Only grown folks allowed. Hit that like, hype up the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure y'all come in here with your belts fastened, because it's finna get a little bit different, man. Ain't no capping in my yapping. I'm grown. Only grown folks allowed. I'm out of here.